Very good morning, students. Today we are going to learn new chapter triangle. So in that important points, so already you know that a polygon formed by three sides, we are going to call it as a triangle. Let the triangle name is ABC. The first point is orthocenter is the point of intersection of altitudes. It means that in a triangle, if you are drawing an altitude, what is the definition of the altitude first? Altitude is nothing but the perpendicular drawn from the vertex to opposite side. We are going to call it as the altitude. So this is one altitude. I am mentioning it as AD. Next, another altitude BE and another altitude CS. Of course, we can use any of the names. So altitude is nothing but the perpendicular which is drawn from the vertex to the opposite side. So the point of intersection, the meeting of these three altitudes, we are going to call it as orthocenter, which we are going to represent it as O, orthocenter. The second one is circumcenter is the point of intersection of the perpendicular bisector. It means for a triangle PQR. First, we will draw the perpendicular bisector, taking more than half, drawing the perpendicular bisector. This is first perpendicular bisector, and this side also we are going to draw another perpendicular bisector, and the third side also we are going to draw another perpendicular bisector. So the intersection of the three perpendicular bisectors we are going to call it as circumcenter. We are going to denote it by S. Next, centroid. Centroid is the point of intersection of the median. So for a triangle XYZ, let us give a triangle name as XYZ. Median is the line which is drawn from the vertex to the opposite side at the midpoint. We are going to call it as a median. So let us suppose XP is a median and YQ is another median, ZR is another median. The intersection of the three medians we are going to call it as centroid, which is denoted by G. Next, fourth point, the circumcenter is equidistant from its vertices. So as I have said that perpendicular bisectors, whatever we are drawing, we are going to get as circumcenter. So this circumcenter will be equidistant from its vertices. It means SP, SQ and SR, both are all equal. SP is equal to SQ is equal to SR. Next, incenter is equidistant from its side. So incenter we are going to get by using this median. So if the incenter is equidistant from its side. So here GQ is equal to GR is equal to GP. Next, centroid divides the median in the ratio 2:1. It means that XG is GP is equal to 2:1. Not only different, YG is GQ will be 2:1 and ZG is GR will be 2:1. Next point, circumcenter, orthocenter, centroid are collinear. It means that in a triangle, if I draw circumcenter, orthocenter and centroid, these three will be on a same line. So if 3 points are there on the same line, we are going to call that points as collinear points. So in the question it is saying that circumcenter, orthocenter and centroid are collinear. Angle of a triangle is 180 degrees. But already you know that sum of angles of a triangle will be 180 degrees. Two triangles are congruent if and only if one of them can be superimposed on another so as to cover exactly. It means that if suppose if I want to say triangle PQR and another triangle ABC, if I am saying that these two are congruent, it means that if I take this ABC triangle and if I superimpose on this PQR triangle, then it should fit exactly. Then if they fit exactly, I can say that triangle PQR will be congruent to triangle ABC. Next point. If I am saying that triangle ABC and triangle PQR both are congruent, then corresponding sides are equal. It means first two letters AB equals to PQ side, BC is equal to QR side, AC is equal to PR side. Next, angle A, the corresponding angles are also equal. That means angle A is equal to angle C, angle B is equal to angle Q, angle C is equal to angle R. So we can use the concept as corresponding parts of congruent triangles. That is CP, CD. We can use it directly. We can use it as CPC. So next we will learn about types of congruencies. We have totally 5 types of congruencies. First one is SAS congruency rule. SAS means two sides and included angles. If you observe these two figures, AB side is equal to DE side and BC side is equal to EF side, angle B is equal to angle E. So by using SAS congruency rule, we can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Next, ASA congruency rule. So ASA congruency rule is that, let us take two figures, two triangles. Triangle PQR, triangle JKL. So if I want to prove these two triangles by using ASA congruency rule, means I need to have two angles and included sides. It means that if I take this Q angle and P angle and here K angle and J angle. So let me take here 60, here 70 degrees, here 60 degrees, here 70 degrees. So here angle Q is equal to angle J, angle P is equal to angle K, and moreover included side will be there. So included side means this side will have to be equal. So PQ is equal to JQ. Then by using ASA congruency rule, I can say that these two triangles, triangle PQR is congruent to triangle JKL. Next, in order to prove SSS congruency rule, let us take two triangles. So triangle XYZ PQR. So since the name itself says that side congruency rule, so XY is equal to PQ, YZ side is equal to QR side, and XZ side is equal to PR side. So if three sides of this triangle are corresponds to three sides of another triangle, then by using SSS congruency rule, I can say that triangle XYZ is congruent to triangle PQR. Next, we will discuss AAS congruency rule. So let us take two triangles J, K, L, M, N, O. So two triangles we have taken, two angles on one side. So this is angle X, this is angle Y. Here angle X, angle Y, and one side. So let us take this as 4 centimeters. So here also we will take it as 4 centimeters. So here we can say that angle J is equal to angle M, angle K is equal to angle N, and JL side is equal to MO side. So by using the congruency of AAS congruency, we can say that these two triangles, JKL triangle is congruent to MNO. The thing is that we should not get confused in terms of ASA and AAS. ASA means that two angles are included side. Here the side is not at all included. This side, JK, we are not at all including this. If JK is included means it will become ASA congruency rule. Since JK side is not included, the congruency rule will be AAS congruency rule. Next we have RHS congruency rule. So in RHS congruency rule, A, B, C, D, E, So look at here, right angle B is right angle, angle E is also right angle. So right angle satisfies, hypotenuse must be equal. So hypotenuse AC is equal to hypotenuse DF and any of the side, either AB side or BC side. So here BC side is equal to EF side. So by using RHS congruency rule, I can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. So these are the 5 congruency rules to be remembered in triangle chapter. Next first point here, another point. In a triangle, the greater angle has longer sides opposite to it. Okay, let us take a triangle here. A, B, C. So this is 70 degrees, this is 50 degrees, and this is 60 degrees. So here the question is the greater angle. So here the greater angle is angle A has longer sides opposite to it. It means that if angle A is greater, then we can say that BC side is greater. It means that BC should have more length compared to AB and AC. Why? Because there is one rule that if angle A is greater, means opposite side should be greater length. If angle B is greater, means AB length should be more. Next, the sum of any two sides of a triangle is always greater than its third side. So if we take a triangle here with some measurements like 4, 5 and 6. So if I measure any two sides, 4 plus 5, which is 9, which is greater than third side. So sum of any two sides of a triangle, 5 plus 6, 11, which is greater than 4. It will be greater than third side. Next, the difference of any two sides, 4 minus 5, it is 1, which is less than the third side. So sum of any two sides will be greater than third side and difference of any two sides will be less than third side. Exterior angle of a triangle is sum of two opposite interior angles. For a triangle A, B, C, if I am calculating the exterior angle of C, how I am going to the exterior angle of C means angle, this angle is addition of this angle A plus angle B value. If I add angle A plus angle B value, I am going to get the exterior angle of C. Exterior angle is greater than one opposite interior angle. It means that whatever the exterior angle we are going to get, that will be more than these 3 angles. At least one angle will be more. Let us start doing the second question. In given figure, AC is perpendicular to QR, PR is greater than PQ, and PS is equal to PQ. Here PS is equal to PQ, and PR length is greater than PQ. PR length is greater than PQ length. So option A, AP is equal to QP. It means that AP length and QP length, of course, they are not equal, so we can eliminate this option easily. If you observe to the figure also, AP length and QP length will not be equal. Next, second option, AP and less than AQ length. So AP length is more than AQ length. AP length is more than AQ length. Now this is also may not be. Next, angle APS. If you measure angle APS and APQ, they are 90 degrees. There is no equal. APS length will be equal to APQ length. Why? Because here it is perpendicular and this one will be perpendicular. So option will be D. AR length is more than AQ length. AR length will be more than AQ length. Of course, we don't know whether it is more or less, but these 3 options are eliminated. So obviously, 4 will be the option. Now let us solve how to do this. See, in order to get AR is more than AQ, in order to get AR is more than AQ, if you see AR side is more means obviously this angle should be more. That means that angle AQR must be greater than AQ. AQ side means what is the angle ARQ. So this is the proof that we have to do in order to put the last option is correct. So to prove it, let us take these 2 triangles first. In triangle APQ and triangle ASAPS. If I take these two triangles, AP is equal to AP common side, QP is equal to PS, QP is equal to PS, and angle APS is equal to angle AQP, APQ, 90 degrees. So since perpendicular they are getting, we can call it as according to RHS congruency, triangle APQ equals to triangle APS. So by CPCD I can say that angle AQS is equal to angle ASQ. Angle AQS is equal to angle ASQ. Okay. Now if you see here, angle AQS is equal to angle ASQ. Now by seeing this, we know that whenever we are drawing a line for perpendicular, whatever the nearest angle is there, it will be more. This will be very less. So I can write like this here. Angle ASP is greater than angle ARP. If you compare this angle ASP, it will be having more angle compared to ARP. So from figure So instead of here AQS, here look at ASP we have done. I will replace it by ASQ. Angle ASQ is greater than angle ARQ. So instead of ASQ I can write it as AQS. So angle AQS is greater than angle ARQ. So what is the proof actually we have? Angle AQR must be greater than angle ARQ. So if you see here AQF can be replaced by AQR. So angle AQR is greater than angle ARQ. So it is proved. So we can say that if angle ARQ is greater means angle ARQ if it is greater means AQ side is greater. AQR. So AR side is greater. So we can say that here AR is greater than AQ. Look at this third question. In the given figure, find x and y. So if he is asking this question to find out this x and y values, so let us take this triangle and that triangle. In triangle ABD and triangle ABC. So the common side is AD. AD is equal to AD. The reason is common side. And AB is equal to AD. BD is equal to D. So according to SSS congruency rule, we can say that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ADC. If these two are congruent, then we can say that angle ADB will be equal to angle BS. Angle ADB will be equal to angle ADC. Next, angle BAD equals to angle BAC. So here it is 70 degrees and here it is 37 degrees. So ADB, Y is 70 degrees. So Y is 70, X is 37 degrees. So option is D. Now see this 11th question. In the given figure, PQR is equilateral triangle. So PQR is equilateral triangle. All sides are equal. We can put it as A. In a square, all sides are equal again. In equilateral triangle, each angle is 60 degrees. So 60, 60, 60. Angle is 90 degrees. 90. Each angle is 90 degrees in a square. Now, if you observe this triangle, in triangle PRS, angle R is given as 150. Why? Because 90 plus 60, which is 150 degrees. And moreover, you know that in triangle PRS, PR and RS equal. PR is equal to RS. In a triangle, if two sides are equal, automatically two angles are equal. That is, angle RPF is equal to angle RFP. So I will mention it by X. So if I take this triangle now, 150 plus X is equal to 180 degrees. 2X is equal to 30 degrees. That implies X is 15 degrees. So option B is correct.